Hey everyone, it's Dr. Rick, founder of Herbal411.com, and I'm going to be unboxing food today. But I'm not talking about just keto. I'm doing this because there are some of my patients who find it very challenging to prepare meals because either they work 50 plus hours a week and then they wind up going to Grubhub or calling in for delivery service, at which point in time you'll be a prisoner to the way the restaurant prepares it, or you prepare your meals for the week for the entire family, which may or may not serve you and your goals. Let's face it, a lot of people are overweight, and that's why you're coming to see me or watching this video. So I'll just make this a blanket statement that I'd like you to try to find your nutrition practice of choice, whether you go with the blood type diet, or you believe in the Mediterranean diet pushed by Harvard, or you're on the bandwagon for vegan low fat by Ornish, or you're a holdout from the paleo days, or even Atkins, which preceded paleo, or perhaps you're a CrossFitter and you've bought into low carbohydrate in the low carb community, or you're a newbie to fasting. And I don't have Jason Fung's obesity code, but it's about the same thing. Bottom line is that everyone I see has a different need, different cooking skills, different time available. I just want to tell you what I found with this company called Factor75. I've tried a few different companies. Two of them were where you got the food weekly and you'd have to cook it up. And I initially invested in that, but then I found myself not having time to prepare the food. Even though it was pre-prepared, you'd still have to cook it. So that was a waste, and I tapped out of both of those really quick. The two companies we used were pretty decent. One of them was HelloFresh, which was really good tasting, but I ended up having my wife prepare all the food, and that kind of destroyed the reason I was getting this. I wanted to unburden her and make it easier for me to have my meals versus her making two sets of meals. And those of you who are parents, you'll know you have to cook two different types of meals. If you're good, that can be fast, but if you're not good, that'll take forever. And if it's already tough when you're preparing the food, then the likelihood is it's not sustainable. I think this is sustainable while you find your way to a sustainable diet. And again, it doesn't matter whether it's low carb, high fat, low fat, vegetarian, vegan, or all the above in some mishmash with a 1 meal a day fasting mimicking kind of intermittent fasting diet. So I'm always apprehensive about ingredients. This is the box of one of them. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. And these are the extra ingredients. You can read and understand most of this because it's in English. This is how the keto chorizo looks, and it tastes pretty good. Here's another box and the ingredients along with the breakdown of the nutrition panel. Look at how much fat you have in here, how much carbohydrate, and how much protein you have. That is a pretty good breakdown. When you can find something that has a loaded amount of fat, limited carbohydrates, and pretty decent protein, that's a good meal. I'd always want the sodium content to be low and the preservatives to be low. When I called the company to inquire about quality, I asked where's the warehouse that I'm getting my food from, because you have to order a week ahead to have delivery on Monday. And the person I talked to said there's a warehouse in Chicago, and they prep the meals as you order them. That could be why you have an expiration of 1 week. It could also be why the ingredient label has low preservatives, because you don't have to shelf it for too long. You're supposed to put the box as it's delivered on Monday in the fridge, but they advise if you can't finish all the meals in a week's time, you should freeze some of them. There's different options for the meals that you want to choose. One's vegetarian, one's keto, and there's two others, but I chose the keto because I want my carbohydrates on the low side. That does not mean that I'm not going to go plant-based. One of these days I will return to plant. For those of you who follow a plant-based diet, whether it's strict vegan low fat or just vegetarian, I am fine with that. In fact, I embrace it. I used to be a vegan for about 2 years, but I love experimenting, and my next goal is to hit Everest Base Camp in 2023, April. So I'm trying to build up as much endurance and cardiovascular resistance as possible, meaning I have to put on muscle mass. And you can do that as a plant-based athlete, but it's a lot easier when you have meat. Regardless of what you choose, there has to be data that backs up what you're doing for fear that you're going to be wasting time. And I've read all the books that I showed you, so I'm very well versed with what to do with my plant-based patients. I'm very well versed with what to do with my paleo and keto patients. And now I'm very comfortable with folks who are engaging the carnivore type diet. Bottom line is that no diet is perfect, and you always have the nuances of what to do if you're into these different camps. So I look for deficiencies, I look for things that you might want to add later on. And no matter which nutrition plan you choose, we have to optimize it to match or feed the amount of exercise that you're doing for the time period that we're concentrating on. I like to take the year in 4 small chunks and see if we can push every 3 months to a different goal. Which brings me back to why I wanted to show you this. I think that the Factor75s taste good. They seem to be made to order, relatively fresh, low chemical ingredients, and they're really convenient. And this is probably the name of the game. If you're a one meal a dayer, or if you prepare your food on Sunday and you just divvy it up and you're good, it's nice to have the option to grab and go, especially if you're in a hurry 1 or 2 days. Just take it out of the fridge, get your blue blocks, pack it away, and you're good to go. If you don't eat it, then that's fine. If you do eat it, taken care of, and you don't have to wait, think twice, order with anybody else, or become hungry and starving and have that hormone cascade be responsible for your bad decisions and guilt. I'll put a link down below for Factor75's website, and you can see the 4 different options that they give as far as meal types. And the cool thing is, you can cancel your subscription at any point in time without any penalties. And I believe they give you options for 4 meals a week, 8 meals a week, or greater than that to test out. If you use the offer code that I'm going to put down below, you should be able to get $90 off your first 3 boxes. What I subscribed to was 8 meals a week with a keto preference. I get everything on Monday, and it cost me about $68 a week. And I think I had a discount code of some sort that I got from somebody else too. So whoever that was that sent it to me, thank you very much. My son and I both love the flavors that we've sampled, and he's not low carbohydrate, so he usually ends up adding rice. I just keep it as this, and I eat slowly, and I enjoy. And I have to admit, I haven't tasted their other options, like the plant-based, but I'm confident in what I've tasted, in addition to the answers when I researched by calling and reading. I don't think it'll go wrong, so consider giving it a try. And if you have your own companies that you've used that are pretty healthy, put them in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps the channel, and I'll see you at the next video.